What is up? Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. We're going to go ahead and talk about the new box being added into the game, Primal Burst. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, please consider subscribing to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So, Rage burns inside its molten core. Doomfire shall scourge the lands. So, this box is interesting because it's offering a lot of new archetypes that we haven't already previously had. They're implementing Light Sworns, Dark World, they have Gem Knights in there, they have some more Gemini support, they have new Six Samurai support, they have a bunch of things in here, like such as a bunch of random cards too, like Dark Nephthys, or Nephites, however you pronounce it. I've never been good at that. And then of course we have some more Dirac cards, we have Volcanic Doomfire, a lot of stuff, Cloudians, and just a whole lot happening here. So forgive me if I don't know everything off the top of my head. I haven't looked at some of these cards, for example, in the actual TCG in a really, really long time because I haven't played the TCG in so long. But I collect, like I still have cards. You guys see me do unboxing videos. So off the bat, I do think that this, if you want to play one of these decks first and foremost, or you're interested in playing any of the decks that are going to be available to you after this box is implemented, of course, you should want to pull on it. But overall, I think the box is pretty good. It has a lot of potential. So it's just one of those things that we have to kind of see how some of these new archetypes can impact this game's meta, especially in conjunction with some of the nerfs that have been happening or will be happening soon to the game and its current meta anyway. So we have to kind of wait and see. Let's try to take that approach with a lot of the boxes that get implemented. So we're going to start off with the URs. First and foremost, I'm happy to see Light Swords being added. I don't know if they'll ever implement Judgment Dragon. I feel like that'd be kind of OP, but I guess in the future they will. So we're going to start off with Dark World Lightning. So Dark World Lightning, of course, is another Dark World card, but the cool thing about this is it can be one of those cards that you tech into any deck. So target one set card on the field, destroy that target, then discard one card. So basically the cost of this card is having to discard one card. Depending on how you look at it, that can be a good thing. Like, for example, in an Elemental Hero deck, you have a dead draw Necro Shade in your hand. You get to pop their back row, get rid of the Necro Shade, it goes to the graveyard, and then you can actually use it, right? Unless you wanted to actually summon the Necro Shade for some reason. Or you can drop a Neos and then oversoul it, for example. That's just one of several examples that allow this to be a very good card that's probably going to get overlooked by a lot of people, but it's a very solid tech-in option. It's not going to be that card that you run in every deck. It's very reminiscent of something like Cosmic Cyclone because it's one of those cards that you can just slide in if you're looking for a card to take up the last slot or last couple of slots to give you a little bit more flexibility. The thing about it is that cards that stop back row are generally going to be things like Anti-Magic Arrows or just cards that completely lock it down, like a Mirage Dragon or a Sergeant Electro or things like that, that are very oppressive. And the thing about the spell variants like Magic Arrows and like Cosmic Cyclone is that they have an innate advantage over this card in that they're quick play. So the fact that they're quick play means that they have a lot more viability. So it's not a bad card. Definitely a card that could be an option in a lot of decks is what I wanted to kind of point out. But it'll probably wind up getting overlooked. But again, that's one of those things I was talking about. Like, it has potential, especially in conjunction with some of the other Dark World cards and stuff like that. Because I believe some of the cards in that archetype, correct me if I'm mistaken, do want you to use cards that have Dark World in the name, for example. So Cloudian, Eye of the Typhoon. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. That's actually really good already. Just that first part, really good. If this card is in face-up defense position, destroy it. You don't want it in defense anyway. It has 1,000 defense. When this card declares an attack, change the battle position of all face-up monsters except Cloudian monsters. This thing is actually really, really good. It's a freaking sweeper. So if the opponent has monsters in defense mode, because this thing is really powerful, 3,000 attack is a big boss monster. So if the opponent has monsters in defense position, they can't even defend themselves with the monsters innately by being in defense mode. They have to defend themselves with back row, which, of course, this in conjunction with an aforementioned Magic Arrows is actually a really good tandem. This guy's not bad, but the thing about it is I think he's 8 stars or whatever. So he's a double tribute monster. There may be some more other ways in the box as far as like how to get him out, some of the combos, but again, not a bad card to have. So we have Forbidden Dress this time. Last time we got the Chalice, it was a couple boxes ago. Target one face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. That target loses 600 attack but cannot be targeted or destroyed by other cards' effects. That's good for monster protection. If you have a card that you want it to be able to protect, let me go ahead and point it out this way. And I believe this should work. Say, for example, you're attacking for game. You have one monster on the field, and it has more than 600 attack points, to where if it loses 600 attack points due to the effect of this, it goes direct. You still win the game. They play a card that targets that monster to stop it or destroy it. This card will negate that, basically. So you still win. It's also quick play, like I was talking about earlier. It gives you a little bit more viability. It's not a bad card. It's going to be just like Forbidden Chalice, where you tech it into random decks, depending on the matchups you get. So again, feel free to correct me and to point out other examples in the comments, but that's just my understanding of it. Lila is good for back row removal. So let's go ahead and look at it. You can target one spell or trap your opponent controls. This card, excuse me, it's really small. You can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls. This card's battle position cannot be changed until the end of your next turn. Also, this card you control, change this card you control from face-up attack to face-up defense position, and if you do, destroy the target. So the back row, destroy it. So change it from attack to defense position, destroy the back row. Once per turn during your end phase, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So a huge key for Light Sworns is that they mill your whole deck off, which is where Judgment Dragon is so good, and some of the other cards that have been implemented, like Twilight Sworns and stuff like that, they play a bit differently, but you get my point. Light Sworns love to mill your deck off, and it's funny to me, too, that Duel Links is like literally implementing cards that were from my end of my tenure in the TCG. When I stopped, Light Sworns just came out, Gladiator Beasts were a thing, Synchros had just come out in the previous year, and stuff like that, and Teledad Dark Arm Dragon decks, some of you guys may know about that. That was the meta. And it's like Duel Links has been putting out some of these decks that I'm very reminiscent to. So Lila's pretty cool, need a lot more. Gaia Plate, the Earth Giant. The effect of this rock-type monster halves the attack and defense of any monster battling it. I'm not going to read their condensed version. You can special summon this card by removing from play any 2 rock-type monsters from your graveyard. So innately, this is actually a really good card in magnet decks, because magnet decks like to mill their deck off. For example, Mega Rock Dragon is a huge staple in a lot of decks like that. Not very common though, but they do like to mill themselves off because of the effects of Delta and Beta, I believe the electromagnetic. So that's actually not bad at all. During your standby phase, remove from play 1 rock-type monster in your graveyard or send this card to the graveyard. Have the attack and defense of any monsters that battles with this card. So the more ammo you have in the graveyard, you can repeatedly do that. That's what it seems like. During your standby phase, remove from play 1 rock-type monster in your graveyard or send this card to the graveyard. I don't know why you would... Oh, I see. Okay, now let me go ahead and make sure I understand this correctly. So I was reading that wrong. So it states the summon condition, removing 2 rock-type monsters from play, and then during each of your standby phases, you have to remove from play 1 rock-type monster in your graveyard. If you don't, you send this card to your graveyard. A lot of times the cards that do stuff like that are a bit more clear about it, but it says also you just automatically have the attack and defense of any card that battles with it. So he's able to run over anything that isn't like, 1450 halved to like 2900 and above. He can run over, which he could do anyway, basically, for the most part, because he has such high attack anyway. But you get my point. Not a horrible card. It could be a nice option because he can be special summoned. So the fact that he can be special summoned is really good for OTK potential, but he's going to be one of those cards that just we have to remain to see later on in the future. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by sending a face-up Tri-Blaze Accelerator, you control to the graveyard. During your opponent's battle phase, your opponent must attack this monster with any attack position monsters they control. When this card destroys a monster, send it to the graveyard. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls and inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed by this effect. Okay. That's enough. I had enough. You know how OP this card is if you can get it out there? I don't want to be that guy and call him trash, right? Because I feel like he needs too many pieces personally. I don't really like cards that need a lot of pieces or need certain pieces to be able to be played, and of course the pieces have to be on the field for a couple of turns and things like that. But if you can pull this off, he's going to be really good. Let's go ahead and actually pull up Tri-Blaze Accelerator down here. Here we go. Activate only by sending 1 face-up Blaze Accelerator on your side of the field to the graveyard. You can send 1 Pyro-type monster from your hand to the graveyard to destroy 1 monster your opponent controls and inflict 500 points to your opponent, but you cannot declare an attack during the turn you activate this. Okay, although Volcanic Doomfire has a powerful effect, it can't be special summoned unless you send Tri-Blaze Accelerator to the graveyard. Put Volcanic Rocket in your deck so you can add Tri-Blaze Accelerator to your hand. Blast away your opponent's life points with 2 Volcanic monsters. When this card is summoned, you can add 1 Blaze Accelerator from your deck. Wow, okay. Play this. This allows you to look for this card, basically. But it says Blaze Accelerator. That seems like it'd be a different card, right? Because that one's Tri-Blaze. But maybe he just lets you search Tri-Blaze anyway. And then this one gets popped out after that anyway. Pretty nice combo. Then we have some more Dark World stuff. I will leave this in the description for you guys to check out. I'm not going to go fully into this because I don't want this to devolve into a 30-minute video. Aside from that, the other URs, we got Spell Striker. I love Spell Striker. old card. I don't know. I think this was Jaden's card, right? Correct me. It was one of somebody like that. Jaden, you say somebody. I do know that I got in a promo for a game way back. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 spell card from your graveyard. This card can attack directly. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. So it can be special summoned. It's always nice to be able to special summon a monster. That's probably the main reason why it's a UR. It's a warrior type too. So it can be part of like that warrior toolbox. Volcanic Rocket is actually a UR. Okay, didn't even know that. All right. That immediately kills a bit of the viability of that. Now you immediately have to pull like 5 box URs because you're probably going to want 3 of these and then 2, maybe 1 to 2 of the Doomfire, which really sucks, but okay. Snow, Unlight of Dark World. I have not seen this card. It's a 17 or 4-star monster. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, aka Return to the Dark World, a spell card that we looked at earlier. If this was discarded by a card effect, if it was discarded from your hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, okay, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, add 1 Dark World card from your deck to your hand, then special summon that target, if any, in face-up defense position. So, all right, that's cool. She's cool for being able to give you card advantage, but that's about it. Release from Stone is coming. Wow, okay. Select one of your remove from play rock monsters and special summon it. When this card is removed from play, destroy that target. When the monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So, this is one of the cards I think Yugi used whenever he came back and he was running, like, I think a Mega Rock Dragon deck or something like that. This is actually a really solid card. Rock monsters have a lot of removal. Like, Valkyrion and all of this stuff, there's a lot there. Like, I think rocks are going to be really good. Probably tier 3, though, but still pretty good. Kaiser Glider, getting added to the game. I'm not going to go over that card, though. I don't want to go over, again, too many of these. Mist Archfiend. Yeah, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If you do, during the end phase, if it was destroyed, and you take 1,000 damage. Okay? Oh, it is destroyed during the end phase if you normal summon it without tributing. Got it. And Jane, the Lightsworn Paladin, got added as well. And then the rest of the Lightsworn monsters will be down here. There are the Gem Knights. I'm interested in the Gem Knights. I'm not going to cover them too much here now. I'm interested in them, but I'm also not interested because of the fact that, oh, hey, here's Blaze Accelerator. And then Volcanic Shell. So see, look, if you play this outright, if that UR card doesn't let you, Volcanic Rocket doesn't let you automatically fish out and play this card, then it doesn't matter. And this one seems like activate only by sending 1 face-up Blaze Accelerator inside the field to the graveyard. So it seems like really what you have to do is play that card, the monster, the 1900, fish out Blaze Accelerator. Then when you have Blaze Accelerator, you can play Tri-Blaze Accelerator. Then when you have Tri-Blaze, you can actually play the UR. That just seems like too many pieces. And then there are some more Volcanic cards in here too. So, yeah, like I was saying, though, I'm interested in the Gem Knights because I think that they have a lot of really cool effects and they're really gimmicky, but they're fusions. And fusions, if they have any sort of track history in Duel Links, is that they're not so good. Unfortunately, they're too resource heavy that the best skill for them a lot of times would be a consistency skill like Restart or Balance, which is some of the best skills in the game anyway, but really the best skill would wind up being something like Dual Standby, which unfortunately gives your opponent card advantage as well. It gives them that extra card to draw, but you get to start off with 5 cards, which helps you a lot too. So, you know, fusions are really weird. They're just always devoid of options. You can run replenishing cards, but it just seems like at that point you're just running cards to do things. So, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, hope that you guys enjoyed this. I will leave this in the description because I know that there's a whole host of cards that some of you guys might have wanted me to talk about, but of course, we'll talk about it more when they come out. Oh my god, Aitsu, Koitsu, Doitsu, they're all getting added. Yes, these cards are so stupid. I love these cards. I remember these cards so much. All right, cool. Oh, man. Oh, man. Blast from the freaking past, bro. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys.